Shalom from Jerusalem. My name is Albert Veksler. I'm the director of Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast, and we are here in our office with answers for our allies. Now, with me is a young man that you will really enjoy listening to his story. His name is Eliesh, and I actually know your parents and known them for many years. But then now you have been serving in the army. You've just basically come out of the army service.
Yeah, like two years ago, I finished my immediate service 2 years ago. I served for 28 months, and yeah, and
then you were mobilized and called up to Gaza war on October 7.
Yeah, on October 7th, I was enjoying my regular morning of Shabbat, and then we saw all the images and everything, and we understood immediately that something big happened. So I was ready that they're gonna mobilize me any hour now. So I immediately went to my home, to my parents' house. I wasn't there at the moment. I started preparing everything, and yeah, a couple of hours later we were mobilized.
So they sent you to Gaza immediately, or you were training in between?
Because I'm in the reserves for after I finish my military service, we're staying in reserve for a lot of time, for a lot of years. I was training basically every year, like 3 or 4 times. Like it's a necessary training for reserves for everything, but specifically on the 7th of October, there was a lot of balagan, a lot of confusion. Nobody knew what's happening, and because of that we were mobilized, and they didn't know what to do with us because there was a lot of troops, a lot of people that jumped into all the villages around Gaza. So they didn't want to make more confusion, because confusion always leads to friendly fire and stuff like that. So I went to the envelope of Gaza 48 hours after the 7th of October.
Well, you actually were in the same brigade as our son is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever met, maybe you did and you didn't know, but you have quite a story of, you're such a miracle. You're really a living miracle.
Thank you, I feel the same.
It's really a miracle of God how you survived this horrible attack. Tell a little bit more about this specific day. It was December 16?
It was the 16th of December. Basically, we were in Gaza for already 12 days. Me and my team, it was my original team, the team that we all recruited together. I known them for 5 years, and they are good friends of mine. We were 24. And basically, from the start of the war, we did a lot of things. We went to the envelope of Gaza, then we went to the north, we did some stuff there, and then they got us back to the south. And there was, the fight in itself was good, I guess. Like, depends how, as far as a war can go well, it went well for us. Like, we had everything. We had food, we had a warm place to sleep, things that doesn't happen at war usually.
Not for granted.
Not for granted, exactly. Yeah. Like even the house that we were in, it was codenamed the Hilton.
Okay.
Because it was that good.
Okay.
And
compared to other houses.
Yeah. Like we didn't have a hole from a tank inside the house or something. And specifically on the 12th on the 16th of December, it was a regular day, nothing special. We went for another mission, and I don't know why specifically on this mission we felt not too good, because it was a mission with our demolition squad. They're like have bad luck, what we call it. A lot of stuff happened to them in those 12 days. And we went with them, and the guys were joking that we're going with the demolition squad, we're gonna blow up, stuff like that.
So they were joking, telling us.
Yeah. And well, there was a kind of
really bad joke.
Yeah, really bad joke. Now we're joking about the joke.
Okay.
But there was a firefight. One of our tanks got hit. We were shot at. We shot back. there was a really good firefight for us. We didn't have no wounded and no killed. And then there was a choice, a bad one, that we decided to go and try to find the terrorist that we supposedly killed. And because of that, when we were looking for him, basically we got blown up by an IED, long range one, like somebody saw us in a camera or something, just saw that we were going there and then blew an IED on us. So,
well, you told that you were sensing that something was wrong. You said that you felt in your heart that something was not going right. And there was decisions made that, of course, you couldn't change because you were not the one in authority at that moment. But tell a little bit about this moment that how did you feel?
I always known in my heart that God loves me. I don't know why. I just know that He loves me, and I prayed a lot, and I prayed and I asked for God to show me if something's wrong, because battlefield it's unpredictable. Like everything goes fine, boom, you got blown up. And specifically there, it was tactically it was wrong, and it felt wrong inside. Like I knew that we shouldn't go there. We should stop. We did good. We killed some terrorists. We secured the perimeter. That's it. We completed our mission. We need to go back. I told it to my direct officer. He's a good friend of mine. But in the end, because of the high-ranking officers, because I don't exactly remember why, we decided to proceed with the mission. And in the end, it was a mistake.
So basically, you went to see that house that from which
we got shot at.
You got
yes.
shot at, and then you entered in, and then you wanted to cross a road, or what was it? What led to this attack?
Basically, it was every day in Gaza. You are most of the time you're defending the house that you're in, and you're going like for specific attack missions to to secure the wider perimeter. You each time secure a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So for this mission, we ended it. Like we secured all the perimeter, we secured every one of the houses, but some of the people on my squad that lost relatives during the attack on 7th October, and people that really wanted, moved mostly by hate and the desire to see the terrorists. Basically, that was one of the reasons that we went there. And after we went and secured the building that we were shot from, we decided to cross it wasn't even a road, because there isn't roads in Gaza. It was a small road, not something.
A path.
A path, yeah, something like that. And we decided to cross it because there was a building in front of us. It wasn't really that much of a building. It was made from scraps. But we decided to cross it and make sure there isn't a pier, a tunnel entrance there, because we thought that if we didn't find anything inside the house, we didn't find a body because everything burned to the ground because we shot a lot there, we decided to see if there's maybe a tunnel in the area. 2 days later, after the IED blown on us, they found a tunnel.
So there was a tunnel?
There was a tunnel.
So these guys came out of the tunnel that shot at you?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So basically we decided to proceed with the mission to try and find the tunnel, and then the second we crossed this ridge, this tzir, we got blown up.
So you really made like a little picture to me, so that I would understand where was the house, where was the bomb, and then where were you standing. You, for some reason, you were standing right behind a wall, or was it a piece of a wall?
Yeah, it was like a small wall, not too high, like a wall that you build basically around the garden or something like that. And I was standing basically in the beginning I wasn't standing there, and then my friend started to tear down a gate. There was a gate that we was breaking with a hammer, and then I came to the end of the wall to cover him. So basically, in case somebody comes around the wall, they'll meet me and not him because he's with the hammer. And I remember that when I was on the edge of this wall, like I felt that I want to be a little bit more inside. Like I don't want to see that well, but I want to be more protected. In the end, the wall was the only thing between me and the IED. So if I wasn't standing, like if I was standing a little bit outside it, I was probably not here. They weren't talking to me.
No, I mean this bomb was meant for a tank.
Yeah, it was an anti-tank bomb, and it was pretty far away from us, and still, because it was such a massive explosive device, we got hurt badly.
Now you remember the moment that the
Yeah, I remember everything.
explosion happened.
Yes.
So you were conscious during the whole time. You didn't lose consciousness.
No, the only thing that got me a little bit confused and out of there, it's the explosion itself, because it was so massive that the guy behind me, my friend that was standing behind me with a hammer, got blown into the building. Like he just flew backwards. He broke the wall behind him with his back and flew inside the building, and then the ceiling collapsed on him. The explosion was so massive that people flew 4 or 5 meters away. After the explosion, everybody who said, like all the team members, they said that they felt like they were alone because of the explosion. People flew left and right and nobody could see anybody. Like I remember that the first second of the explosion, the thing that like got me back on track and got me focused, it was scream of one of the guys who got hit really bad. So it's like I flew back. I'm on my ass. The wall that was next to me became rubble, and I'm just like that. And then I hear a scream, and I understood we got blown up. I'm looking at my legs. My legs are a lot of holes, a lot of shrapnel wounds. I look backwards. I can't see anybody. There were 2 people behind me, and then just automatically, just the adrenaline, the instincts just woke me up. I stood and I went back to my forces. And there, one of my friends, like he looked at me. I didn't know what happened to me because I felt that something happened to my face. Like my helmet became loose. It just tore up from the explosion, and I saw blood on my vest. But I didn't know what really happened because it was on my face. So I looked at my friend. He looked at me, checked me for a second. He told me I was okay, and that's the feeling that I felt through the whole thing. I felt that I'm okay. That's everything's all right. Like I'm not hurt badly, and from this second I tried to do something. Like the thing that I was so angry that happened to us, because like we're the most professional team in the youth. Like we never fail, we never make mistakes, and that happened. I was angry. I was angry that I couldn't do anything because I was one of the wounded. And then I saw like the heavy wounded starting to go up on the military
Stretches.
beds, on stretches, and went out. And I saw my friend that got killed. And like because of that, I like understood more what happened. But still, through the whole process, I was really calm. I understood what happened. I know that's happening, that's happening. My friend tried to cut my vest. I told him, no. I took my vest off and saved, and now I have it at home, and they didn't destroy it. I got the letters from my girlfriend from the vest. I put it inside my underwear because it was the only way to save it. Like I was there. I was understanding what's happening, and I was reacting by what's happening, But
you really
yeah.
didn't understand what had happened because you had so much shrapnel hit your body. I mean, and there was really a miracle of God that none of this shrapnel hit any of your vital organs.
That was nothing short of a miracle, really. And by all means, I shouldn't have survived this. I got hit with a shrapnel that entered behind my ear and got all the way back to the back of my head. It stopped a centimeter from the
Vertebra?
vertebra. I don't know what's from my spine basically, and The doctor said that if it was centimeter left, I would be dead on the spot.
You have a little image of this. What you see, this little red thing, is the shrapnel that is in your neck.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I got hit by a lot of shrapnels in my leg, and nothing hit. Not a bone, not a artery, nothing. Like all the injuries that I got, they were very light, and even my face. Like, I don't know, now you can't say, but half of my face was burned and my ear was ripped, and I didn't hear nothing in this ear. And now everything back to normal. My hearing back to normal, my face, you can see, even the mustache survived.
Eli, when I saw your photos from the hospital, your half of your face being burnt, and the what shall I say? It was something that remained obviously from the helmet. What you call them?
The straps.
Straps of the helmet. I mean, you could see that under the straps you were not burnt, but then half of your face was burnt. But then you also inhaled a lot of this hot fumes of the explosion, and that kind of burnt you inside.
Yeah, basically I was in the beginning. They really scared my parents. They told them that I was heavily wounded because of that. Because I inhaled all the fumes, so all my throat was burned, and they thought that maybe I'm going to choke, like on the way to the hospital. So that's why I was heavily
Sedated.
Heavily injured, and then it's why they sedated me the second that I go to the hospital. But in the end, all my injuries were medium, even less.
Well, but it's really a miracle of God. Of course, your parents prayed for you, and you prayed.
Yeah.
But it's something that is very, very dramatic. You told me also about your way from the battlefield to the helicopter. So you were holding your friend's legs so that he wouldn't be hurt.
It's like the second it's happened, like the thing that besides the anger of how this could happen to us, I was looking for something to do, because it's the best way to handle the situation, because you need to find something to do. You need to help with this, you need to help with that. Because I was wounded, everybody were helping me, and it pissed me off because I wanted to help others. And the heavily wounded, they went out first, of course. So I was there for, I don't know, a few minutes, sitting while my friend was bandaging me and everything. And then the paramedic, I guess, they looked at me, he asked me, "Can you walk?" I said yes, and I just stood up, and I started to walk alone. But then the friends took me and helped me to the hammers. And then on the hammer itself, it was like short. It was like 6 minutes of driving to the helipad. I was with one of the heavily injured guys. He got hit real bad, and he was screaming at top of his lung because he was hurt. He was really, really hurt. And because of the uneven road and everything, like the hammer jumped, so he jumped, so his legs jumped and everything. He just screamed, "Don't move me, don't move me, don't move me," while the 3 paramedics only trying to give him blood for him to survive. He got like 4 liters of blood into him before he got to the hospital because of the bad injury. So I just took his legs and I holded them together to ease his pain as much as I could. But then he passed away like a minute after from pain, so yeah, at least he didn't feel any more pain until the hospital. But yeah.
So they took you with a helicopter to Soroka?
Yeah, we got to the helipad. Everything was really quick, like 40 minutes from the second the explosion happened until the first wounded was on a surgical table. And then they're like putting the military, those beds, like from the hardest wounded to the least wounded. And the first one was my friend, that he was already dead. They decided, everybody who saw him knew he was dead immediately. So he was already all covered up. And then there was the heavily wounded, and I was 5th. And then I saw my friend there. He got hit in the legs. And I remember he has brown eyes, and I don't know why, but when I kneeled near him, And I looked into his eyes, they were blue. They were blue, and he looked at me and said, "Eli, I lost both my legs." And then I looked at him and I said, "You're gonna be all right. I'm telling you, you're gonna be okay." And thanks to God and thanks for the surgeons and everything, they managed to save both his legs. He's already walking with the
Crutches.
with everything, but he has a long period in the hospital because the wounds were really bad. But he's gonna be fine, and yes, so I told him everything's gonna be all right, and then he started passing out because of the blood loss. And then I just walked there like, I don't know, like Walter White from Breaking Bad in underwear, all bandaged up, and I wanted to do something. Like, I was full of adrenaline until one of the paramedics just took me, put me on the military bed and says, "You're staying here." And then like a few minutes after that, the first helicopter arrived. They put the heavily wounded. It went to Soroka. I was on the second chopper, and I went to Bellinson. It's a little further away. Through the whole flight I was out, they gave me ketamine. So I was like really, really out. And then I remember as I got from the chopper, I immediately threw up, which was good because I didn't need, nothing was in my body through the whole process, so that's good. I threw up, they put me in an ambulance, the ambulance delivered me to the hospital. I remember like they're taking me into the hospital, and then I remember the surgeon removing me like on the surgical table, starting to, check me and everything. I made a joke about what it is the anatomy of Grey, and then I think they didn't like the joke, and they sedated me immediately.
Well, I'm so moved by your story, and it's something that touches me so deeply because it's what our sons and daughters are experiencing right now. It's the new reality. This is what is going on in Gaza on a daily basis, and it's so painful in a way. But I mean, I'm so thankful to God that you had your miracle, that you were standing there behind that wall, and
I'm so thankful, and this is something that really with me from the second that I woke up. Like, I woke up happy. I knew that my friends were killed. I know that there's a lot of wounded, and we were 14 wounded. But I woke up like with this gratitude inside me. I know that I got my life back, and I shouldn't be here. And like, this is a feeling that's really with me from the second that I woke up, and I'm trying to be as happy and as supportive as I can and really tell my story, because it's nothing short of a miracle. And I really hope my story will inspire some people and maybe give them hope. But
well, it did give me hope, because knowing that you are in this dangerous place and in the way of harm, and God can protect you in such a miraculous way, just gives us so much hope. And I know many people are praying. Many of those people watching us are people who pray for our army, pray for our soldiers, and I think you are a prayer answer. And
I really am, and my team also, like, really. And there was miracle after miracle after miracle. Thank you so much for everybody for the prayers, because I really felt them. Like, at this moment, I really felt them. Like, my officer got hit with a shrapnel in his neck, and it stopped when it's pressing his main artery in the neck and didn't cut it. Even it was the smallest cut, like 1 millimeter deeper, he would be dead. And he's alive, and he's well, and he's kicking, and everything's all right. Half of my team got hit with shrapnels in different places, and everything so close to killing or badly hurting somebody, but not really.
It is such a different time in Israel for all of us, and as you said earlier, we never planned our life in such a way. We never planned October 7. We never planned that all of this will happen, and it kind of threw us into a new reality. And I think we are coping with this new reality, not only in Israel but also abroad, also other countries, how they see us, how
Yeah.
they view what is happening in Israel. Some blame us, some stand with us. Some of our friends, they had big demonstrations in Oslo. Just saw pictures of them standing in the snow, praying and raising the Israeli flags in Oslo in a very hostile atmosphere, because Norway has had so much anti-Israel demonstrations, and in London now yesterday there was a huge demonstration for Israel. So it is so encouraging, and I just want to thank you all for standing with us and praying, and I really think that what we saw and what we heard today from Eli is an answer to prayers, and I would just ask you to continue to pray and stand in the gap for our army, that no weapon that is formed against us will prosper, that we would be able to come out victorious. Because I mean, if we will stop now, what would it feel?
Like we did it all for nothing. Like my friend died for nothing, and it all was for nothing, because this is a war for our existence. Like we all saw what happened on the 7th of October. Like we're not fighting with the people of Gaza. We're fighting with Hamas, and that's what the feeling like inside. We're not trying to kill civilians or something like that. We're all only fighting these these animals that Hamas are. And I'm really thankful for all the prayers and everybody who stands with Israel, because it's nice knowing that people are with you and with Israel and understands what's happening here, because I think most of the people who are against us, they're never ever been to the Middle East, and they don't know what we are dealing with here. And really thank you everybody for your prayers and everything. We felt them in the time of need, so thank you.
It's amazing that you can be in such a dangerous moment of your life and know that God is with you, that He hears your prayers, and that the prayers of somebody out there far away can be answered in such a miraculous way.
Really, like it was I think the most critical moment in my entire life, and I was calm. Like I really felt that everything's all right and I'm gonna be okay.
You also felt that there is a purpose, that there is a purpose with your life, that there is a reason why God allowed you to stay. Because it's like you said, nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah, I always felt that God loves me. I don't know why, for what reason He chose me, and He loves me more than anybody else. And I know that He saved me there. And now I'm kind of confused, like why? Okay, now what I'm gonna do with my life now? Really made me rethink a lot of things about my life. And I hope that God will show me why He saved me.
He definitely will, I'm sure in that. And so thankful to you all for tuning in today. Thank you for being with us in this hour. And thank you for praying for the peace of Jerusalem. Thank you for standing with us, dear friends in London and in Norway and elsewhere that I haven't been able to mention your names and your countries and your cities. But thank you for standing with Israel. And thank you. Remember, those who pray for the peace of Jerusalem and those who love Jerusalem will prosper. Those who bless the seed of Abraham will be blessed.